Hi, I'm Owen from Rask Australia. Thanks for tuning in to the Rask Network. Before we get into today's show, there are a few things we have to go over. Firstly, what you're about to hear and see is limited to general information only. It's not personal financial advice like you get from a financial planner. Also, it's important to remember that past performance is not indicative of future performance. That means that anything that's happened in the past, or we say today, is not necessarily going to reflect what happens in the future. Lastly, please consider that any of the guests or myself are featuring on this program may have a financial interest in some of the products or shares mentioned. That's enough from me. I hope you enjoyed today's program.
Welcome to this final Money and Chill of 2022. G'day, ladies. G'day, Kate. Monique, how you going?
Yeah, not bad.
That's good. So we're here for Money and Chill, which is our more relaxed format that we introduced in 2022 with the mighty mini pizza on board. So a bit more relaxed as we head into Christmas, Kate. What are we going to be talking about today?
Well, today, since it's Christmas and everyone's pretty checked out mentally from their lives and from work and just ready for a bit of a holiday and hopefully a well-deserved break, we thought we'd just wrap up a little bit about what we got up to at Rask this year, because it's very hard to keep on top of everything we get up to. We struggle ourselves, so we thought we'd just mention things. So if you missed us announcing the launch of a new free course or something we got up to, you can hear about it and go and have a look if it's interesting to you. We also are going to share some of our highlights from the year, personally, work-wise, and maybe some of our money mistakes or money hacks or biggest tips from the year, and maybe a little bit about what you can expect from us in the new year, because we're going to be podcasting. We've got stuff recorded for you for the whole month of January while Owen's fishing and I am freezing myself to death in Europe.
In a hostel in London.
Ooh. Yes, that's going to be a fun experience.
Bed by 9 p.m.
Yes, in bed by 9 p.m.
Later.
I have a
You
good
cannot
plan.
stay up any later.
No.
Too many
Thank
things on the travel list to get through.
Yes.
Yeah, many
this trip
priorities.
is 3 years in the waiting, so
3
fair
years.
enough.
You've got no time to bug around after 9 p.m.
no.
Not with those yahoos.
Anyway, Owen. So, what did we do this year? What did we do this year?
Well, on the podcast front, we don't know the exact numbers because we changed hosting provider, but we're millions of people, or millions of downloads, I should say, maybe not millions of people, but millions of downloads on the podcasts, including this one, which is amazing. We're one of the top shows in Australia now, which is super cool. And
You launched a business podcast?
Oh yeah, we launched the business podcast. That was late in the piece.
Oh well, it all merges together, but
It all becomes a blur. But actually that's interesting. I reckon, here's my bold prediction for 2023. I reckon the Australian business podcast will reach the top 30, maybe even the top 20 in our category by the end of 2023. I think it's that good.
that's a big claim, Owen.
It's a very big claim. Kate's looking at me like this.
Well, people are going to have to go and listen to the Australian Business Podcast and see what they think, and they can let Owen know whether they think his prediction will come true.
No.
Who is this crazy guy?
Everything starts small. You just got to start something one step at a time.
Well, yes, like you said about the person who worked at the wine shop had only been there 2 weeks. Everyone starts somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
I did need some recommendations for my sangria, but we got there.
Yeah, well, yeah. That's what Dr. Google's always really good for. Or that app, Vino. Have you guys seen that? Yeah, where you can just scan the label and makes recommendations or gives you a score.
No, I haven't bought wine that often.
Yeah, true.
It was probably the second time yesterday, so.
Yeah, right. Oh, yeah, last Christmas was that the last time you bought wine?
First time.
That was the first time. Dan Murphy's last Christmas, right?
Yes, a bottle, to clarify.
You bought the whole Dan Murphy's?
Yes.
One of each.
I'll take one of each of the Dan Murphys.
It was an experience. I've been having lots of interesting adulting experiences this year, which has been good.
Yeah.
Very good.
And I'm just having a look now about some of your favourite episodes on the Finance Podcast during the year. And this is since
when you say are you talking to me or Monique? Or
listeners.
Like the community.
Yes.
Sorry, I thought you were looking at me like.
I don't really want to know what your favourites were.
Irrelevant.
Yes.
Does not matter.
This isn't about you, this episode, Owen. Anyway, since we moved hosting providers, so the data starts kind of in the middle of the year, but your favourite episodes were the 10 big homeowner expenses and how to save, which is quite telling because a lot of our living costs did go up this year. So a lot of people have had to cut back in some areas of their lives.
True. Yeah. That was really fun. You never know when you do an episode or you create something, like even content related on the internet, you never know what is going to resonate with people. But typically what we see is the property style stuff does rank very highly. It makes sense. Like most of the people that listen to this series are under the age of, say, 50. So maybe 55. So most people in this have a mortgage, renting, doing something like that. Like property is a massive focus. So it would make sense. Whereas over on the Investors podcast, it's less of a focus, the property stuff.
Yeah. The next one was the first part of our ETF investing crash course, which is probably the one we put the most effort into this year to create that whole, it was about 5 or 6 part series in the end, and to try to really break down all of the terms and take people through everything from what on earth an ETF is to how do you actually build a portfolio and to be able to explain it to others. And we got to eat a lot of chocolate in the process. So if you haven't listened to our ETF investing mini series and you have been a bit curious about how exchange traded funds work and how to invest, that's a good series to start with.
That's Monique's first mini-series.
Yes, I was in it too, so it's worth a watch and listen.
I love that promotion. Straight up, like unashamed, like just straight into the promotion.
I know the highlight.
Yeah, you're learning. This is good. But actually, we didn't eat the chocolates. The whole dang office ate the chocolates. We just went out, like we put all the chocolates, we had multiple boxes, took them out, then the next day we come back, they've all disappeared.
Yes, and when I wanted a chocolate the following week, there was no chocolate around, which was probably good, but anyway.
Yeah.
The next one was 8 Ways to Buy Happiness, rethinking how we spend our money.
I love that episode.
Where we actually really took the research that had been done in the US and broke it down about some of the different methods that had been proven by people a lot smarter than us overseas on how to actually use your money to buy happiness.
Yeah.
That was an awesome one. I liked that one too.
Yeah. Made you think?
Yeah.
Yeah. Buying happiness. Who would have thought?
Yeah.
But it makes sense. Money plays a role, but it isn't the role. That's the thing.
No.
Money in itself isn't the happiness. It's what it can do for you that can help you.
And it makes the hard things a bit easier.
Yeah. Yeah, like it.
The next one was super and retirement in Australia, which we did with a financial advisor.
That was third.
Fourth. We're up to fourth. Oh. Since we transitioned across to the new provider.
Oh, so that's only mid-year.
So this isn't including our starter pack series.
But I'm still so surprised about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the starter pack series would have been by far. That was in January 2022.
Yeah, so we did like Psychology, Money, Get Rich Slow, all of that kind of stuff in January 2022, which if you're brand new to the podcast is a great place to start.
That's where we send everyone. Yep. The beginning of 2022 with all the emojis, those are the best episodes. Yeah.
Next one was Millionaire Without Winning the Lottery.
Makes sense.
Yeah, because we can often get caught up with get-rich-quick schemes and thinking that we can get wealthy in a very short period of time, and that often leads people down a road that does lead to losing a lot of money.
Yeah. Have you guys won on the lottery?
No.
Not really.
No. Have you guys ever won anything? Like a meat raffle or like a...
I won $50 on a scratchy once, and that was pretty exciting because it was a $2 scratchy.
Wow.
I won some candles the other day. That was nice.
Candles? You did too, and you gave them away, didn't you?
I gave 2 of them. There was 4.
Oh, well, yeah.
That's lovely.
That's all right. I gave half away. Good on you.
What else? Sort your money out, financial record-keeping tools and systems, which is something that I keep recording episodes on because I'm trying to sort myself out.
Yeah.
But keeping your share registries up to date and making sure you don't have withholding tax and you don't keep getting letters in the post from Computershare and Link Market Services and having your letters eaten by snails because your letterbox has a lot of snails. So lots of things to learn in that one.
You should definitely put something on that so they stop crawling in there. Do they even crawl? Do snails crawl? What do they actually do?
They eat.
This isn't a Jordan Peterson podcast, but if it was, we would be diving deep into that right now. Do they just like slime across the surface?
I don't get your reference, but
I like that slime across. Yeah.
Exactly, like that finger. Yeah, perfect. So you got the perfect snail. What was next? Number 6.
I think we're up to 7.
Okay, we're up to 7. 3, 4. And -1.
5 ways to simplify your finances in 2022.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But just so we know, the most popular episode of all time is the VDHG episode, where we talked about the Vanguard Diversified High Growth Fund.
Are you including YouTube views?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
But if we don't include YouTube views...
I think it was the 21 or 22 ways to save and invest in either of those years.
Yep.
We've done a new one. So if you haven't listened to 23 ways to save and invest in 2023...
Get on it.
that came out a week or two ago, and there's a lot of new ideas for you next year that you can just listen to in bite-sized pieces, and there might be something interesting for you there.
Yeah.
We also,
Love it.
another popular one was the top 5 high-interest savings accounts, because suddenly this year it was worth having your money in a savings account. It was a lot nicer for a saver. It was a much better interest rate, and you're actually getting you were getting rewarded for saving this year.
Well, 4% interest on a term deposit is pretty awesome.
Yeah. 5 money habits for financial freedom. That was a very short episode. We tried something a little bit different.
Mm-hmm. I don't even remember that one.
Yeah, it was so short.
Wow. How many episodes do you reckon we've recorded this year? I saw that Glenn had, from My Million Money, had done like 300 and something more. That's across the network? But we would have to done like 450, surely.
Nah.
No,
2 a week on each podcast, plus a few bonuses. So maybe 120, 130 on each platform.
Well, the Investors Podcast has been doing 3 a week for the last 4 months, maybe. Jesus.
I don't
There's
know.
a
Plus
lot.
Self-Wealth Live.
There's
plus
a lot of episodes.
Monique would know.
Includes-
Monique's the
You've done
engineer.
52
There's
Self-Week lives. So
Self-Week.
Self-Wealth Lives on the Self-Wealth YouTube channel. Owen goes live every Wednesday night at 6 p.m. on their channel.
6 p.m. Eastern.
So I know
Yeah.
we have some of our listeners tune into that as well. So there's a whole back catalogue there if you're looking for something to watch over the summer.
Yep.
Okay, well, there's probably like over 400 or 500 pieces of content across all
Has to
3
be.
podcasts, Self-Wealth Live, and
Courses, gee.
the other external podcasts we've done. We've released quite a lot of new courses this year, which I couldn't get into now because we've probably gone through enough of the popular episodes. But we released the Rask Roadtrip courses, which were 6 micro courses that you can do really quickly that cover everything from budgeting and bank accounts to investing to tax. And there's also a Google Sheet that people can download a copy of to work through as they go through the road trip.
That was awesome.
Yeah, and we did that with Tash.
Yeah, Tash Invests, if people know Natasha
cool.
Eisman.
I enjoyed that one. That was fun.
Yeah, that was great.
We got a bit creative
Free.
with the graphics.
Yeah, the
Yes.
graphics were heaps of fun,
Adding
and
a
you can
mapping.
take them all at once. I think the Psychology of Money, of those 6, the Psychology of Money is the most popular course.
It's also the starting point, so that helps.
Yeah, that helps.
Yeah.
But those are so much fun. If you're just brand new to investing, they're for you. Like, they're for your kids, they're for anyone that's new to this. The Rask Roadtrip, 100% free.
Yep.
Just do it.
And
Yeah.
then we also, shortly after that, launched the free Get Started Investing with Equity Mates course. So that's a
GSI, yep.
GSI with EM.
With
you
EM,
wanna
GSIEM.
Okay, well, there we go. There's an acronym. if you
And then there's
needed it.
VIP with EM,
Yes.
the Value Investor Program.
Yeah, so that's we upgraded the Value Investor Program after the last few years. So that one's one of the few paid courses we have, but that's Owen's Value Investing. Pretty much uni degree all in one course.
Yeah, so if you want to learn about value investing, about how to evaluate companies and find companies and go end to end and feel confident in buying individual companies, that is the curriculum. I think a lot of people get in there and they get overwhelmed. But if you want to know about value investing and if you want to actually know how to apply it to real companies through the case studies, that is the course to do in Australia. I haven't seen anything that even comes close. So go and check that out. But the Get Started Investing one, which is the free one where we did with Equity Mates, that's had thousands of people enroll in it, which is really great.
Yeah,
So
wow.
it's wonderful.
Awesome.
It's just been so great. So kudos to them and to UK as well.
Yeah, and we also just launched, as in a few days ago, a Automate Your Money mini course, which you can do in under 60 minutes that we sort of pulled together in the last few weeks. We did that with Perla, and it's all about different ways that you can automate your saving and investing in the coming year, and just a few things that maybe you shouldn't automate.
Yeah, super simple. Really quick, punchy course.
Yeah.
It's designed that if you probably just do it in under an hour. Like you would do it in under an hour. So it's like super intensive, like really quick. Videos short, and there's a Google Doc there too.
Yeah. I mean, a lot
That'll
of our
change your
courses
life.
are very detailed, so we tried making something quite short with short videos, so it's very actionable.
Yeah, there's a lovely photo of Nick, co-founder of Perla, on the website too. So I don't know if he knows about that. Sorry, Nick.
Yeah. And we also actually got to speak and attend some events this year, which was a lot of fun.
Yeah, post-COVID.
We went to
Yeah.
the Perla Get Rich Slow Club event.
That was heaps of fun. That's where we
in
first met Hayden as well.
March or April this year?
Yeah, early.
Well, you came, Monique. That's why I'm looking at
early
you.
in the year.
Yeah.
It was, let's say, in the first half
Yes.
of the year.
Let's go with that.
Get rich slow. It was so much fun.
Yeah, that was our first sort of really
Big things
in front of people speaking gig for the year. So that was Pretty nerve-wracking for me.
Was it?
Yeah.
You didn't spoke well.
I was pretty nervous beforehand.
If you go like before and after, like this year for your public speaking, you've improved so much.
Because I've worked on it.
Yeah.
Like investing, you can improve your skills.
What's
in
the
different
number
areas.
one? What's your number one tip? Because Monique's obviously going to do the circuit next year. What's fishing for ideas here?
Oh, yeah.
What's your number one tip for people that are nervous or want to be better at public speaking?
Well, I had my material, so talking about all of the stuff I talk about on the podcast, and throughout the year, I practice explaining different concepts like super and ETFs and investing and budgeting to a whole range of different people that had never listened to a finance podcast, had not had any formal financial education, were just sort of figuring it out and making do on their own, which is what most people are doing. And so I pretty much explained using my normal spiel, and I got them to point out as soon as I went into a jargon area, as soon as I wasn't making sense, as soon as they were falling asleep, and then I would try again, and I was just adjusting that way. So I was changing the way I explain things, and I think when I then started doing more public speaking later in the year, it was a lot easier because I could remember things they'd ask me or the different questions, because we get used to thinking in a certain way, and someone who has never been exposed to the thing that you're thinking about every day will ask very different questions to what you think they would ask. And that really got me to think about how do I explain things better, and even like the favourites and doing our ETF mini series, we tried to approach things in a different way.
Yeah. So to summarize there, you would say try speaking about the topics not on stage first.
Yes. Talk about the topics that you want to speak about in public to a lot of different people that have no background in that area.
Smart.
Yeah. There you go, Monique.
Very smart.
None of us have done any media training, as far as I'm aware. Monique, have you done any media training?
Oh, like when I was in uni, but not officially.
Yeah, right. So I've never done that. Have you?
No, I was trying to. but
Lucky, because I did say no one. So I was like 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
You just got to practice. Like when it comes to your money and investing, it's you actually doing the thing and practicing and putting a bit of work in every week. And you can apply that approach to everything you do. I'm sure most listeners have done something like that when it comes to their careers or their hobbies and things like that. So you can use that same approach with your money.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. We did we attended the biggest finance event. I think probably the biggest finance event ever in Australia.
Finfest.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah.
That was heaps of fun.
Yeah.
1,500 people in a huge cavernous space in Sydney. With an
Cavernous.
event. Cavernous?
Cavernous is probably the right way to describe it, because it's
Well,
basically cut out of the hill.
Yeah, it was indoor, outdoor.
That's why they call it
wasn't
cutaway, I
a
guess.
room. And Finfest by Equity Mates. That was a great event. Owen and I got to speak. That was pretty scary too.
Had a good crowd.
Yeah, we got to meet lots of listeners, which was really cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
heaps of people came up to you guys. It was lovely.
Yeah, it's nice. Because that's like we rarely stand. We sit behind a mic a lot of the time, like right now, and we don't get to see a lot of people. Like we're in here in our little studio, like whoa. But like it's just incredible when we get to meet people. They share their ideas. It definitely helped Monique. If you ever want to get a crowd around you, just say, "We'll give you a free book if you come and say gay."
Noted.
Yeah.
Noted.
Yeah.
People like books.
Yeah, and free stuff. So no,
Yes.
that was heaps of fun because we actually got to hear some of the really great money hacks.
Yeah.
Like the one that I still remember was, if you are trying to automate your money, see if your employer will do it for you and send the money to different bank
Yeah,
accounts.
I
I thought
remember
that was
that
really
one.
cool.
That was cool, yeah.
Yeah.
And
that was fun.
That whole event then inspired Owen to want to put on a
Melbourne
smaller
event.
but still pretty big event in Melbourne the month after.
Yeah. So that was a bit silly, but it was fun.
Did it? You pulled it off.
Pulled it off. Yeah. I'm just going to try and see.
I was really thinking something would go wrong, but it didn't.
No, not at all.
I
It
have
was perfect.
I have this theory in life that if you're trying to do something, there are only most of the things that we do in life, there are only two or three things that matter. Like there are really only 2 to 3 things that matter. Like if you think about finance, it's really just stay invested, invest regularly, and don't blow yourself up. Like that, if you just remember those
Hashtag
things,
diversification.
yeah, you don't use loans or debt. You don't need to do anything else, and you'll be fine. Like there's so many different industries have those general rules, and events I think are one of those things. It's like good place, good venue. Don't take yourself too seriously. Great speakers.
Yep.
Like simple.
Food and drinks.
Yeah, I mean you can even stuff up the food and drinks. It doesn't really I found that it doesn't make the huge difference. So, and You know, the thing that made a massive difference for us, of course, was like everyone that we invited was amazing, and they've all done this before, so they had already experienced what it's like to speak on stage, and they're super personable. If it was just like a really dry finance conference, it wouldn't have been fun. So you get those people in a room, and the rest kind of takes care of itself.
Yeah, and if you weren't part of the 250 people that were in the room, you can actually watch the full recording because we live streamed it as well on our YouTube channel.
Yeah.
So hopefully we can pin it to the homepage or something useful so people can find it, Monique.
Yeah.
To make it a little bit easier, but that was a lot of fun. So you can watch the full thing there.
Yeah, so we've had around, what is it, like I think, around 3,000 views on the live stream. So,
Not bad.
yeah, huge take up. I think it was about 1,500 people watched it. So when you think about the reach of that, which is incredible, it's always wonderful to know that, you know, we can do something and reach so many people. That's basically why we do this. We're not in the business of making money. If we were, we'd be in traditional finance, I'll tell you that much. We're here to help people. And yeah, it's just so great. Like even in the last day, 50 people have watched it. So hopefully, hopefully it keeps getting some legs. Like we talked about so many great things. So wonderful event. More to come, Kate.
Yes.
I hear.
Yes, I hear too.
Yeah.
We're planning some road trip regional town events that are a little bit smaller next year, and we're also wanting to hit the major capital cities as well. So we're going to start
Going on tour.
Yes, hitting the road.
We've got a big combi van and we're just
yeah?
doing it. Yeah. Custom made. No,
Amazing.
just kidding. I don't know. That would be cool.
Gonna have Rask branding on the van, on
We'll
the
just get
Three
some
of
old
us in a
banged up-
van, something would go wrong.
Some old banged up bus and just see how it goes. I don't know who would drive it though. Kate, looking at you.
Oh yeah, Kate.
No.
Yeah,
Captain.
100%. You're the one
I'm
driving.
not staying in a bus for 2 weeks with you.
No, that's right. We'll have tents
Yeah.
All right.
or
Well,
swags.
there's been a lot happening in Rask, is what we mean to say over the last 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So there's been a lot happening this year and much more to come next year. But I guess I also wanted to talk about some of our key highlights from the year. So, Monique, what was your highlight of the year?
My highlight.
Highlight. Is this like a
Work,
financial
personal?
highlight? Or
Both. One of both.
Oh.
Whatever you want.
Oh well.
Your personal finances, your personal life.
one of both, so that's two.
I mean, obviously working with you guys is my highlight.
gosh, Monique.
All the time.
That is
Wow,
not a
that is
highlight.
not truth.
That is a penalty.
Monique, we've just discovered, is good at lying.
No, but seriously. It
You went very high pitched then.
No, seriously, I am good at
I
lying.
swear I'm telling the truth.
Yeah.
Well, I guess, I don't know, personal highlight is easy to think of. My trip overseas, that was a good one. I got to take photos of my favourite band in Paris, so that'll be forever fun.
Was that the Lumineers?
The Libertines, close.
Lumineers.
Starts with L, same.
I was going to say the Gremlins, but I don't know why.
The Gremlins. Sounds like a scary TV show.
Amazing. But yeah, that was probably my highlight.
Yes.
Personal highlight, yeah.
Yeah, cool. And professional? Any professional highlights?
Professional, oh, wow.
Probably your photography that you do outside of work.
No!
Monique's a bit of a side hustler.
Yeah, oh bloody oath you are. You're the most side hustler I've
I
ever
just
met.
always work, and that's what I enjoyed to do.
Except for Christmas. You gave, I'm just going to call this out. This is incredible.
What?
You spent 3 months knitting or crocheting
Oh,
something
yeah.
for Kate.
Yeah.
3 months.
I mean, on and off 3 months, but yeah.
Did you estimate how many hours?
Oh, it would have been, I don't know,
Would you have done, on average, 20 hours a week?
probably.
Whoa, that's like hundreds of hours to do this thing for Kate.
If you put a number on it, I start feeling bad.
No, this is awesome. Obviously, it means a lot. So that's awesome. You just got to...
do it
I'm
when
not
I'm
going to be
doing
able to use it.
No,
It feels like this is a 300-hour
You have
blanket.
to frame it now. You can't use it.
How could I
Hand wash
possibly
only.
use?
Yeah, now you're going to have to
300-hour
up it. You're going to have to do something for her. You're going to do 400 hours next year. But this is something that Monique loves doing. So that I just think it was
I'll
amazing.
just do that on the
I
side.
got a bottle of
so-
gin. Thanks, Monique.
It's your favourite drink.
Yes.
I crocheted you little Christmas decorations
No, it was.
too.
I'm not. No, I just think it's amazing what you did. So I just
Monique,
think.
you
I
set
just-
the bar high for yourself
Oh,
because
now I have to make you.
No, you don't. You don't. I just think I love my gin. Shiraz gin. Not endorsing this podcast from Four Pillars, but it is a great gin.
I also
Drink
got
responsibly.
crocheted drink coasters. You're
Or drink
missing out.
irresponsibly. I don't mind.
Whatever goes.
No, drink responsibly this
Yes,
summer.
thank you.
We promote
Or winter.
responsible everything.
Responsible everything.
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Cool. I
Yeah.
like it. I think my highlight for you, if I
Yes,
could
please.
give one for you, is you coming on this podcast.
Oh, yeah, yay, that's good.
I didn't ever think that you would want to do it, to be
Yeah, it
honest.
seems like something I wouldn't want to do.
No. Last year,
As
last
we've
year
established,
version of
Monique is a
you.
really good liar.
when you joined, like your first few months, you would have never done this.
No, it definitely takes me a long time to warm up to something. But no, like, because I'm always behind the camera, it is like I'm nervous right now. I'm always a little bit uneasy in front of a microphone and in front of a camera.
Even though there's no one here?
Even though there's no one here. Like, it's just there. But obviously, like, it doesn't bother me that much to not do it.
I like it.
Yeah.
Because
No, it's good fun.
you spend like your career being behind the lens, right? On the other
Exactly.
side,
Yeah,
so-
no one ever sees my face. So at least someone gets to see my
No.
face sometimes.
Huge growth
And here's my voice.
over the last 12 months. From
Yeah.
the snake incident to now.
Snake
Like massive
incident.
improvement.
Yeah, snake incident. There wasn't a real snake, don't worry. It's about a snake bite performance.
Yeah, I backed out on.
Yeah. Kate, what about you? Personal or professional? Ooh, if I can say that.
Ooh.
What do you got? Like, what have you got more? Have you got multiple? Have you?
Oh. Well, I think I wrote in my notes that I sorted out some of my share registry stuff because snails were eating my mail. It was a true story, but there's still more to go. Because I moved places this year and there was a lot of things to update and I still haven't updated the address on my license. So I've still got a bit more personal admin to do over the next few months.
But you don't drive anyway, so
Yes,
no
but the
biggie.
post office, you have to explain every time when they look at it to check.
yeah, true.
Yeah. Anyway, it's a thing. So I'm going to
Wow.
fix that. But it just takes a while to get on top of personal admin. So that's probably my highlight is also buying my first property.
Nice.
That's a good one.
And that's enough for me for now.
Nice.
No more property.
It's a really
No
good
more
one.
properties.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you were just saying no more highlights. I was thinking,
No more highlights.
I don't want any more
We were
highlights.
just
in my
looking
life.
at chateaus in France
Oh,
before,
yes.
and I think that's my next goal: chateau in France.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could
Oh,
get
that's
one.
Nice.
Monique
Yes.
and I like teamed
Yeah,
up
yeah.
under $1 million for
Yeah,
16
It's
bedrooms.
so doable, I think.
16 bedrooms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've always looked at that and I think that's incredible. Like, you'd get like a shoebox in Sydney for that.
Yeah,
You probably
exactly.
half a shoebox maybe.
Right.
Yeah.
There's countless chateaus for sale in France.
We're buying chateaus.
Yes. So
Why
when
are they
we're-
so cheap? There's got to be a reason.
Because
Are
there's
they haunted?
quantity and upkeep and maintenance of these older buildings is very expensive.
But
Yeah,
they're
that
beyond
makes
land as well. Surely the land's worth something.
Oh, there's
Yeah.
like 20 hectares in one we were looking
Yeah,
at.
it was huge.
What is it like population going backwards or something? If you're from France and you're listening to this, let us know why
According to the
chateaus. So,
statistics, we don't really have anyone from France listening.
it's 97% Australian. Yeah.
Yes.
And then there's 3% from, there's 1% from, probably like North America, and then 1% from New Zealand, and then 1% the rest of the world.
Definitely things that people need to
So-
know.
All good numbers.
Oh,
And every, facts of the world.
Owen loves adding facts that we don't need to know about to our
Random
lives.
facts.
Love it.
But
You will remember this.
They're good facts.
Good facts.
yeah, I mean, speaking at Finfest and our Melbourne event, that was probably highlights for me looking back because I like pushing myself out of my comfort zone. I did an improv course this year. So improvised comedy. You
Gee
get to be
willikers.
silly with a group of adults and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, you were really good.
Yeah, so that was something I want to keep doing next year. I got some furniture. That was the experience.
You also made a decision to step back a little bit from study, which I know is hard for you.
Yeah,
So that's a really good move,
I did less study this year.
which is
'cause
good,
I filled up my weekends with other things.
which is great. It's good.
Yeah.
It's positive.
Definitely.
Like we
Doing
oftentimes
some more next year.
put like these external pressures on ourselves. You made a decision that you didn't need to, so it's great.
Yeah, well, it was my choice to do the whole thing to begin with. So I realised, well, I could just do one unit instead of two on the weekends.
Yeah, great.
Why not?
Like it.
Yeah,
More space for other things, other fun things.
yeah. I ran a half marathon.
Oh yes, you did too.
That was a big personal achievement. I didn't think I'd get there.
Yeah.
That was my lockdown hobby. I started in June or July last year.
Jeez.
Yeah,
Monique, Kate's
yeah.
just like ticking off all these things, and we're just like over here like,
Yeah. I'm like,
yeah.
No,
yeah, I did one thing.
Wow.
Upon
What did I even do
reflection-
this year?
Right?
Did I just wake up?
I don't know.
That's an achievement.
2022 was just my year.
This is jam.
Like I think it was my favorite year of my life so far. Like,
Where
the
are you
last
going to
few
end
years-
this year? Like literally, like where will you physically be at New Year's
Yeah.
Eve this year?
Well,
Like are you
someone's going to track me down, but I'll be in Rome.
you'll be in Rome.
At all.
If you're in Rome, say good day to Kate. So you will be in.
I'll be in disguise.
You'll be wearing your Santa hat like you are right now.
Yes, absolutely.
If you look for the person that's in reindeer ears. That's cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's been a good year. What about you?
Congrats.
Yeah.
Congrats. Yeah, I don't really have that many. So let's move on.
You went past me and then to Kate. I'm like, oh, maybe I should have thought of a couple more things.
Well, do you have any more?
Oh, don't put me on the spot now.
We'll come back to you.
You put on the event. I think that's something to be proud of.
Yeah, that was good. I think
a
Finfest
big
was
thing.
like one of the highlights for our career. That whole week. I remember that when we were in Sydney, went from having this incredible interview, I can't remember who it was with, that's how good it was. And then between that and then the next thing was just like an hour later, had to go on TV, live TV, had no idea what I was talking about.
Yes, we went to the Osbis studio.
Live TV.
You were with
no idea
Evan
what
Lucas.
the segment was, how long I'd be there for, who I was talking to.
Professional.
On the level 22 overlooking Barangaroo at Sydney, I'm talking about this stuff that happened, and I'm like, I have no idea. I'm not normally like this,
Beautiful.
but it was great. Like because we do this every day. It's like it's great fun. But I was just like, how lucky am I? Like to be able to go in Sydney, go and present at Finfest, do those 3 presentations, be able to go on the telly, be able to have dinner at lovely places with you guys, to be able to meet so many wonderful people. Like that whole week was easily the highlight of my career. Like no question.
It took me a week to recover from that week.
Yeah.
It was a
I
pretty
went
big
to
week.
Europe straight after that, and I was pretty tired.
That was just so good. Like it was just after COVID for so many years, really tough
Yeah.
times, to get out and meet everyone. Like full kudos to Ren, to Bryce, the team at Equity Mates. Like we were just so thrilled to be there. And that was definitely a professional highlight. I mean, yeah, everything that we do, you just got to pinch out yourself because throughout a very tough year for our business and for me personally, to then end the year where we have has been incredible. Just like to have, like, I honestly believe if we keep going the way we are, we will enroll 100,000 students in our courses. If friends and family listening to this, if you share it with your friends and family, if you encourage them to get on the road to financial independence, we will get there as a community. You know, the podcasts have just accelerated again and again and again. We've touched more people, like hundreds of thousands of people, even if you just think through our partners and whatever. So all of it's just one massive, amazing thing. And I'm sitting here looking like an idiot with like a what is this, an elf hat?
It's a Santa hat.
A Santa hat and then some glasses on and what is this, a flamingo top. But like
It brings you joy.
it
Christmas
does-
flamingo.
Christmas flamingos. It's very tight, actually. I think I've put on a few kegs this year. That's probably for sure. So, at the end of the day, like we've, I think it's all just a highlight from a professional perspective, and there were some really trying parts in there, and it's been the result of many years of our team being incredible, being surrounded by amazing people. Over the last few years, has just been like we are blessed to do that. So. That's my highlight. Personally, I've got to say that the one thing that changed everything this year was actually, and not to be a downer, but it was actually just going and seeing a psychologist, getting a life coach as well. It's just been a game changer, like a total, just massive step change in the way I live my life. So I'm so happy about that. And that is easily like a personal highlight. And I couldn't speak more highly of that. Like I could not. For anyone that hasn't done that, at least, even if you don't think there's stuff going on upstairs, we've all got a little bit of craziness. And I just think that go and do it. Just someplace to get your thoughts out and speak to people. So that was definitely a highlight. And from the finance perspective, I think, we can get to that in a sec. But yeah, I mean, yeah, there's been some really good things, and I'm just so thrilled that we've got so many good partners. One of the things people don't know about our business is now that it's kind of pivoted a bit, we've still got our memberships, which is Rask Core, which is going to have a huge step up in the next new year. But a lot of our sponsors that we have on the show, to date, we have never lost a partner or a sponsor, ever.
Woohoo.
Yeah, which is amazing because in our industry, advertisers come and go. We've never lost one. And that is just incredible when you think about what we're doing. We're bringing together all these amazing finance brands that genuinely want to help people, and we can be a conduit to that. And then we've got this amazing community on one side who want to help other people as well as themselves. So super stoked. That's my spiel. Yeah, that's been a great year, and more to come. So
Amazing.
yeah, that's it. That's mine. That's my piece.
It.
Yeah.
I like it. Are we going to do money hacks? I feel like this is
Money
some money and
hacks.
chill. We need to do we've done the chill part.
I feel like the 23 ways to save and invest in 2023 sucked all the money hacks out of me.
Okay.
I'm now deplete. So I would recommend listening to that episode. And we also have a goal setting episode coming out on New Year's Eve.
Oh yeah, I honestly do think that like some of the stuff that we've got coming up is going to like some of the best work, particularly even on the Investors podcast across there. Like, yeah, I think we've got some really cool stuff that is just going to help people in new ways. And I think we've been doing this long enough now that we know that finance isn't about numbers and spreadsheets. And I think we've finally glued onto that in the right way in figuring out like what motivates people, what really matters in life as it relates to money. And so we're able to bring more of those insights to people, which is super cool.
Yeah, and I think it'd be great if you're having conversation about money or anything or goals with your friends and family over the Christmas break. If any of our courses or podcasts are relevant, we'd love if you could share them with them.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, like even over Christmas, it doesn't have to be for Christmas. Giving a book to someone, recommending a podcast, like that speaks so much more volume to them and what they will do with their life and their finances than, another material object or something like that. So giving the gift of financial literacy is it's got to be one of the most powerful things you can do. So yeah, we'd love that. But in terms of money hacks, I'll give one that definitely jumped out at me. Until 2022, I never automated my investing. Never. And specifically the investing. But this year started that, and that's awesome. Like, that's really cool. So don't even really think about the ETFs anymore because I've set them in motion, other than when we rebalance for like members and do all that. But the automated component is just a game changer for me. So that's something that I learned in 2022.
Nice.
What are you, Mon?
Yeah, so you just said like stuff about automation. Well, I just finished like editing the videos for that, so I've pretty much done the course. So I've learnt a lot from that. So I think I'm going to start to do that in the new year.
Like automate your savings. And
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Get more into automation because that just seems like such an easy thing to do, and it just happens in the background. So just why not?
Yeah, put your finances on autopilot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. And Kate, you've obviously said that sorting out your share registry was like a game changer for you. But I feel like you go through this cycle.
Well, it wasn't a game changer because it's still an ongoing process. There's always another thing. Every time I think I'm there,
Yep.
something happens and I'm not there. So I'm kind of like 50% updated now.
Yeah.
There's
Wow.
always one that slips through.
Slips through the cracks.
Yeah.
Get your TFN onto those share registries. Get your tax file number and copy and paste it into that share registry. Change your dividend life.
Yes. Make sure you open the letters from the share registry and put it on your pin board so you actually do something about it. I've had a few letters left in their envelopes for a
Do you
few
use
months.
a pin board?
Yeah.
That's cool.
I also have a fridge that's magnetic.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you have a whiteboard on your fridge?
No, but I also have a whiteboard in the study.
Got a lot of wall space.
You got a lot of
Yeah.
things.
Thanks.
You are very welcome.
All donated from various family members. The only thing I had to buy for the place was a toaster
A toaster.
Interesting.
and a fridge and a dishwashing machine, and that was it. Really?
Toaster, fridge, dishwasher machine. Well, you're not going to, you don't probably have your own fridge when you live at home. So,
yeah, it's true.
yeah. That's cool. That's really good. Good
Easy.
job. Look at you go. I ended up buying a lot. Well, that's heaps of fun. Like, we've had a massive year. It's been a hectic run into Christmas for us. Obviously trying to, the thing about like creating podcasts and creating education and the ongoing demands of that is that it doesn't sleep. In fact, Christmas time is when a lot of people get on top of that stuff. So we have to kind of prepare in advance for that. So you get to the end of December and you're just like, come at me, break. Like, let's just do this. But you guys have just been amazing this year, and yeah, it's just been awesome. So thank you so much. One of the things that we will highlight, and I was going to highlight this tonight, I've got a live show tonight as well, and is the power of giving at Christmas. You know, we are very fortunate. Everyone that listens to this show, you are very fortunate. Just the fact that you can listen to it tells us that you are fortunate. And a lot of us don't pay enough heed to how fortunate we are, and we just think, oh well, we'll donate next year, or we'll donate in a few months. Even if you don't have money, you can donate to communities in different ways. You can get involved at sporting clubs, at youth centres, men's shed, whatever you want to do. But for me, like, I'll be donating to the Life You Can Save, which is where I basically donate every year, because it's a really effective way to give to charity. But I've always got this soft spot, and I'm glad you put it in the notes here, Kate, is the Smith family, because a lot of people don't know the Smith family helps disadvantaged youths, but one of the things they also do is they foster financial literacy, which is a big part of what the Smith family do. A lot of people don't know that. And I think now more than ever, the Smith family needs support. So if you are listening to this, it would literally take you less than 60 seconds to donate to either one of these charities. And you can set up even a recurring thing. I do recurring with Berry Street, which again is like children. So take a moment, try and build that into your automation. I think it's a tax deduction, sure, but it is just a great way to give back to communities. And it's only one of the ways, but if you can take a moment before Christmas, maybe just have a think. Talk to your partner, talk to your friends, like, which charity should we be giving to? What has had an impact on your life, or what has an impact on the community around me? It's wonderful. We didn't get a chance to do the Christmas giving campaign this year, but you know, we did have Peter Singer speak virtually at the event, the founder of the Life You Can Save. So please, the Life You Can Save, Smith family. Kate, is there anything else that you want to mention there?
I think it's just what you can expect from us in the new year.
Oh yeah, okay, let's do it.
So many things.
So many, all the things, as many.
All the things.
Okay, you go, Kate.
We've got the summer series on the Finance and the Investors podcast, so there'll be plenty of content,
January.
a little bit lighter on both shows, I think.
Yeah.
To keep you occupied over the summer.
Yeah, so if you're a new starter, if you are looking to level up, when we say level up, we don't mean that you need to graduate off the Australian Finance podcast. But if you do want to focus more on investing in the new year, go and listen to the Investors podcast. We have distinct channels for a reason. That's the yellow one from Rask. Go and check it out. Like, it's
not bad.
It's not bad.
It's all right.
You have to edit them, so you'd have to say that.
Yep.
But it's not bad.
It's all right.
It's all right. And we've got the business podcast too, if you are interested in starting your own business or run one. But yeah, we've got the summer series, which will be a fantastic thing. There's some resources built into those episodes as well. But Kate, I think the thing that people will be most excited about is the roadshow.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is something that we've just kind of conjured up over the last week or so.
Yes, because we didn't have enough on our plate.
Yeah. But we will be going on the road.
Woohoo.
So it will probably be split evenly throughout 2023, just because we do want to get to so many places, like rural Victoria, New South Wales, Adelaide, Perth, Gold Coast, Brisbane, Hobart, like so many places where we want to get to. If we've missed anything on the list, you can find it on Rask Media. But if we've listed anything off the list, let us know. A lot of fantastic community centres and theatres exist in regional towns now to try and foster that type of thing. So we want a local guide in each of the places that we're going to. So someone that is in the area, maybe you know the city or town inside out. Maybe you know where we can spread the message of financial literacy. Maybe you are a finance professional, an advisor, a broker, or something like this in any of the towns that need something like this. Let us know, because we will work with you to bring this to a town near you. And that's a big focus of ours, because Kate just definitely needs to give away some more books.
Still got a few more.
Yeah, still got a few more. And courses, Kate.
Yeah,
what can we expect?
New courses, various types of investing courses coming your way early 2023.
Yeah.
And maybe even some property courses in the pipeline.
Yeah, property courses. We actually, we can't really say much right now because it hasn't been announced. But some of these people and some of the brands that we're working with to bring courses are definitely like Australia's leading. In their respective genre, they are the leaders in Australia. Yeah. So it's going to be a huge year. Yeah,
and I also plan to update the shares and the super courses with some new videos and content next year. They're all free, so that'll be great as well.
Very easy way if you read a Barefoot book. You know that super is one of the biggest free kicks you can possibly get. So if you just make a very slight tweak, you can change your life. So go and do that.
Well, I think we better wrap this show up.
Ooh,
Let people get on with
2022.
their Christmas celebrations.
Yeah. 2022, we'll still be publishing throughout the break, but this is the last one that we're doing together as a team,
Yes.
as a unit.
I've checked out for the summer. So I think we should wrap this up.
Yeah, we should. Monique, newest team member,
Yes.
thank you so much for everything you've done this year. You've literally run yourself ragged. I know you have, and you keep a smile on your face. So thank you so much for everything you've done to keep this thing moving, and we really appreciate everything you've done behind the scenes for Kate and I.
All good.
And enjoy your break. And
Thank
Kate, in your reindeer ears, thank you for everything that you've done, not just this year, but years gone by. It's a real treat to be able to work with you. So thank you for everything. I hope you enjoy your time in Europe. You deserve the break. And onwards and upwards for the new year. So thank you.